Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Show and Tell. I'm Billy. Today I have nothing but knitting and a little crochet to share with you. So let's jump right in. I've been working on this vintage pattern with a group of other knitters, and it's a pity that you haven't joined us. We're doing a knit along. It's very interesting to do this because different people bring different skills and different experiences to the party. And there's one person in particular who she's clever. She sees the jigsaw puzzle pieces and they snap together for her. So I can't wait to see how this is going to work out because the pieces are complicated. If you notice in the picture, the section where the front meets the sleeve and the neck has to be just right. That to me is like the keystone. Without that, the whole thing falls apart. Let me see if I can show you my pieces. This is one side of the neck. My front is sort of done, not completely. If the V looks really deep, it's because it's going underneath this. Let me stand up so you can see this. So this part of the front is not meant to come all the way to the shoulder. It's meant to come somewhere like up in here because the sleeve doesn't come up to the shoulder. It comes to meet this. And then that little triangle fits up in there. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to even describe. I don't know how mine is even going to look, but I did some still photos to show the pieces laid out on my floor, maybe give you an idea. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on here. At the top of the screen, you see the back of the sweater upside down, the yoke of the sweater here. That's the back yoke. These are the two front panels, and the front is supposed to end, I think, just right in here before the shoulder. There's the sleeve. One sleeve. Both sleeves are done. I'm only showing you one here. So on this side, I miscalculated and it was going all the way up to the end of the collar, but in the picture, it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to terminate around in here and then the sleeve comes in. So very unusual construction, very hard to figure out, but I know someone in my knit along is going to probably have an interesting approach to this. Really, until this is all assembled, I have no idea if it's going to even fit. Such is the challenge of knitting from vintage patterns. So you can see this, the shape of the sleeve cap, which by the way is cast on at the top and knit down. The shape of the sleeve cap is different from what you normally see. First of all, it's straight across the top. It doesn't come up into a curve. And it's straight to the underarm. So kind of like raglan squared off. I don't know. It's like very unusual. Also unusual is that there's a yoke that goes across the back, which looks like this. I think that I might have to take this yoke in because I think it's going to extend too far beyond my shoulder. I might want to make it narrower. I'll have to see. I might baste it together and see how it all fits. This will spread out. Unfortunately, there's no photograph of the back of the sweater, so I really don't know what this is supposed to look like in the back. It seems like it's just straight across and then down for the shoulders, something like that in the back. I have knit both the sleeves. They're knit from the top down. I haven't bound this one off yet. I wanted to get this one to be exactly right before I bind off that one. This one, I just did a regular bind off, but the rest of the sweater, the cast on is tubular. So I would like to have my cuffs be tubular also, but that sewn method of doing the bind off is not easily ripped out. You have to pick out one stitch at a time. So I kind of want to put the whole sweater together and get those sleeves to be just right before I nail down the sleeve bind off. So on the sleeve that I tentatively bound off, I left myself plenty of extra yarn so that I can go back in and do the Italian bind off. So that's the sleeves. I showed you the front, the back, and its yoke, which has shoulder decreases. So there's a slope here. And those front panels, as I showed you, will meet that. They'll meet this like that. So I'm assuming that this is sloping at the same angle as the yoke slopes. Now, what's interesting is at first glance, this looks like ribbing, but then you see that in between the ribbing, it's not just pearls. It's a combination of knits and pearls. It's really fascinating, and it makes a super stretchy fabric, which you can see like one of my little girl students said to me, Miss Billy, your knitting is very loose. It does seem loose. You can see a lot of light behind it. I guess it depends on how much this has to stretch to fit me. The pattern, I believe, calls for 0 ease. So I'm assuming that it's the stretching of it that will help it to be form fitted the way it is on the model. I don't have her figure. I guess I could wear a long line bra and maybe get that look. I don't know. I'm not really interested in going there. Although I know a lot of vintage knitters are. I want to be comfortable in all my sweaters. Anyway, I would sacrifice that look for comfort. Call me sissy. Now, the yarn that I'm working with is Pasquali Pinta, as you know, available through HM Nabavian, and there will be a link in the show notes where you too can purchase Pinta or any of the other fine Pasquali yarns at a discount. When I need a break from knitting on that, I have been crocheting a raffia boater. Last time I shared this with you, I had just done the disc. Now I put in the Rigeline to hold that circular shape. It's stiff. It has a stiffness to the outside. It looks like this. And it wants to naturally go in a circle. So I bought enough to insert it around here, and you just crochet around it. But then I also want some to hold the very outermost brim. So I know I have enough to extend beyond this. Hope you get the picture. So I had mentioned last time about the video that I'm watching that the woman called this the V-tick, where you insert your crochet hook. Let me see if I can show you this without going to an overhead camera. I'm not going into the top chain. You go into the V below it. Let me put it in and then I'll show you. See where that is? You go into the center of this V, not in between them, into the center of the V itself. And I have since learned that there is a name for that stitch. It's called the waistcoat stitch. I'm not sure why it has that name, but that is the name. So if you're looking for how to do that, you can certainly on YouTube find instructions for the waistcoat crochet stitch. So I don't know if I'll be done this by the time you see me, but I want to make the crown a little bit deeper. I don't want it to be too deep, but I think maybe another ½ inch or so. And then I'll be working the brim perpendicular to this. As it is, it would be like a little pillbox, which is also kind of cute. You've probably been noticing the yarn in the back. That's the yarn that I bought in Japan recently when I was there. And although I have many other whips that deserve finishing, the temptation is very strong. After I finish the boater and the gray sweater, I'm probably going to want to cast on something with this, but I would be a very naughty girl if I did that because the black cardigan is waiting for me to finish it, and the sort of oatmeal colored part linen sweater that has those diamond shapes woven in is also waiting for me to finish, and I have the buttons for both of those projects waiting. Of course, for the link or the rinks is still looming out there one of these days. I know, like I need to finish up those things. Maybe you can comment and just give me some support, like to stay the course, finish some more stuff, even though those are winter weight yarns and we're now heading into spring. Yeah, I need like the Weight Watchers version of Knitters Anonymous or something. Like maybe you could just give me some supportive words to help me stay on track and finish some more things. Oh, and this sweater. Huh, how could I forget this one? This one still needs finishing up. I have the buttons for that also. So, yeah, I get to a point where I've run out of yarn or I'm at some kind of an impasse where there's an issue that is tough for me to deal with. And then it gets put aside and it's really bad. It's really bad. I hope none of you have that bad habit. It's a habit. It's a habit and it needs to be broken. Okay, maybe next time I'll be able to report that I've gone back to working on one of those whips I just mentioned. Do you have a friend who'd love to learn how to knit? Knitting class will soon be in session at HM Nabavian in Midtown Manhattan. That's that secret yarn shop that everybody's buzzing about. In the future, I hope to be offering more advanced classes for people who already know how to knit, like you, and also sit and knit sessions weekday afternoons. I hope to see you there. Before I say goodbye for this week, I wanted to alert you to the fact that I will put in some footage here of some of the things that I've walked past or experienced in recent days in my beloved Manhattan. Hope you enjoy it. Take care. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy the change in weather and happy knitting, one and all. Ciao for now.